Hey, Joel, have I ever told you about the gypsy and the pill?
No, Molly, you haven't. Tell me more.
So, the gypsy and the pill, there's a woman who has a gypsy coming to town, and she's super excited to go to the gypsy because apparently the gypsy can cure anything that ails you. The gypsy can, it just works her magic and just
Wow.
has magical powers. And so, this woman has this burning desire to understand how to stop fighting with her husband and how to
Hmm.
get her husband to stop fighting with her. So, she goes to the gypsy and she says, she'd waited in line for hours and finally gets to the gypsy and says, Gypsy, Gypsy, you have to help me. My husband always fights, and I need some balm or some magic potion or something to make him stop fighting with me. And the gypsy said, I have just the thing. And she handed her this bottle of pills and said,
Huh.
every time your husband fights with you, take one of these pills and then put it in your mouth.
Wait, so she's taking the pills, not her husband.
That's exactly right. And she asked that exact same question to the gypsy. And the gypsy said, yes, when your husband fights with you, you take a pill. She thought it was kind of weird, but this gypsy was magical. Like
Huh.
everyone talked about her for miles and miles. And so she said, all right, I'll try it. She pays the gypsy, takes the pills, and goes home. And her husband comes home and fights with her that very night. So she took the pill, and her husband stopped fighting with her.
Huh.
And suddenly she was like, the pills work. So she then kept them and was very excited. And the very next time her husband started to fight with her, she took another one.
Huh.
And she ran out of her bottle. And this time she drove over 100 miles to go to the gypsy and say, okay, gypsy, gypsy, I did not wait for you to come to town. I've come to your town. I'm out of pills. I'm desperate. My husband doesn't fight with me anymore. It's wonderful. Can I please have more? Gypsy laughed at her and said, they're just salt pills. They're so salty, they make your mouth pucker and you keep your mouth shut. And then your husband doesn't say anything.
Huh.
I remember hearing this story. I must have heard it, I don't know, over a dozen times, but I knew it so, so well. And I remember her telling it to me the day that I got married. And it was her famous story to tell brides.
Hmm.
I thought she meant not to fight with my husband because very famously, she and my uncle never, ever, ever fought. And apparently, there's a small percentage of couples that never fight,
Right.
but I'm a mere mortal. So I need those salt pills. Or at least I thought that's what she was saying was to not
Right.
fight. But I think on reflecting on the story, I think she was just saying don't be reactive and don't
Hmm.
anger with anger. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it sounds like, you know, taking a timeout works, right?
Yes,
So instead of, like you said, generally when somebody gets angry at you, you get angry back, and I tell my daughters it's better to be happy than to be right,
yes.
right?
That was
And
another one of her sayings.
oh, okay, yeah, I wish I had met her, but yeah, timeouts are necessary, right? And so what the salt pill is doing is causing a necessary timeout. And so you're not meeting anger with anger. You're taking a breath, you're counting to 10, and then you're thinking about it and then coming back. So I think, yeah, very smart woman, your aunt.
Very smart woman. Yes. And scientifically, we know that to lower your heart rate and your blood pressure and bring calm around, you need at least 20 to 30 minutes to calm down. So very, very astute on the timeouts. Yes. We do talk about this in our chapter about conflict um, in our book, Infinitely Loving. And we talk about recovery and resolution in the following chapter.
Yeah, so next week we'll be talking about chapter 11 of Infinite Love and Money. And yeah, we'll get into a lot more ways to resolve conflict in that chapter. So thanks for watching, and we believe in you.
Sending you off with love.